This place is very special to us. As the original occupants of this area, our people understood as part of the landscape how important it was to preserve, protect the environment and all the creatures contained therein. We're standing near the historical village of the Nukatchabish, which is a village of the Upper Skagit Indian tribe here in Mount Vernon on the Nukatchamps River, and the river is named after our people. The Nukatchabish village was the base of Big Rock, but our people fished, hunted, and had longhouses all through this area. Historically, we occupied this area for the last 9,000 years prior to contact, and to this very day we still have people from the tribe living in this area. It was over 30 years ago that the tribe came in here and fenced this dairy farm at one point. You know, the tribe went in and negotiated with the landowner at the time, and we were able to get 25 to 15 feet. You know, we took the position that fecal coliform was going into the river, and the river temperatures were getting out of control. We still have a lot of work to do, but I'd like to believe that us doing that CREP program with the cooperation of the landowner led to what has gone on here eventually, the first step to environmental education.
Barney Lake is what's called a Class 1 wetland, and is probably the most important wetland, one of the most important wetlands in the Pacific Northwest, and especially here in northern Puget Sound. Class 1 means that we couldn't recreate it. We could not recreate Barney Lake if we lost it, and so it's important to conserve it now while we have it.
Barney Lake is a remnant of what was once much larger areas of wetlands here in Western Washington. We've really drained and developed so much of those wetlands that we don't have very many left. And this is where salmon hide out during floods. This is where trumpeter swans chose to return to Western Washington many years ago. So these are all special qualities about this property. It's important to humans too in terms of flood storage and water quality.
Barney Lake and the wetlands that form here are like a sponge. So when there's a lot of rain and water is coming through the watershed, it needs to go somewhere. And it can come here instead of flooding other parts of Mount Vernon where people live.
Now, you know, we're seeing hotter and hotter summers and wetter winters, and flooding is becoming more of a problem. And so these are the type of things that are occurring that we have to look at what we're doing currently and possibly make changes where we can.
Barney Lake is a test case for how we can save places for people and wildlife on the edge of our cities. It's an incredible wildlife sanctuary. Left to its own, the wildlife would be great, but we know that people have to understand what's here so that they can protect it. So we have enough space here that we can do both. We can find places where people can walk and enjoy this incredible area and learn about the wildlife and learn how to live alongside the wildlife.
Well, I think public access is a huge component of environmental education. If people can't come see what's going on and what's happening and how things have improved here, or see the change over time as the habitat continues to grow here, as more and more wildlife continue to use Barney Lake, they're missing out on that opportunity to understand why this project is so important and why we should do more.
30 years in the future, I'm excited to come back and see the mature plantings along Nukatchamps and Trumpeter Creek, trees providing shade to the water where salmon are spawning and hiding out during the summer. I'm excited to see beavers and coyotes and other wildlife using the fields and the waterways of the property, surviving and thriving this close to Mount Vernon. I'm excited to look across and see groups of children and families walking trails, learning to love the natural areas of the Skagit Valley and the place that they call home.
The point, that I'd like to people to understand is we're running out of time. The way things are changing, we really have to take steps to promote projects like this. It's not a choice between people and the environment or wildlife or fish. It's both can survive. Our people survived here for 10,000 years, coexisted with the salmon, with the wildlife, And there's many species that are gone, like the wolf, like the grizzly bear, that we coexisted with. And so the lessons should be learned. We need to do more sooner than later.